Hello everyone, and welcome to my last video of the year. So I have some journaling footage for you guys today. Now I filmed this on the 12th, and I am not even going to lie about the fact that I started recording this at midnight and finished well into like almost 2 a.m. Also, I really hope that no one will be bothered by my keyboard mat in the background, and you'll just have to deal with the fact that Gojo is staring at you. So I'll be honest, and the reason why I haven't been doing much journaling, K-pop journaling especially, is because I have not been buying my printer ink for some time because it's rather costly, and I've been prioritizing saving up money for a moving truck so that I could move during next year. I basically started this layout by choosing some material papers I had at hand. We have this kind of steampunk or whatever type paper, which is kind of like, it has all these different brown tones and such. And then I used this floral material paper as well. And I actually realized as soon as I had placed the first bit of paper down that I had done a mistake, because I was intending to do a Dutch door in the middle, to have this kind of small page in the center for some extra stuff. And I actually did kind of screw up with the Dutch door as well, because this is it's basically the middle page of a section, so you can just see that the binding is running down the middle of the page, and it's so very easy to rip the page here, and I actually did a slight bit rip it, but I worked my way around it. It was honestly so great because I was recording this audio for like half an hour, and then in the editing process I just realized it's just practically entirely static, so I have to just record audio all over again. So yeah, all the footage in this video has been sped up because it was nearly an hour and a half of footage, and it's always with journaling videos when you edit them that you kind of have to speed up the footage. I'm actually not certain if I was doing that in the past, in the previous episodes I've done, but I did look at some, videos from other, people who do journaling content to see how they edit their videos, and a lot of them, speed up the footage, because very often when I'm doing, like, for example, my titles, because I do these ombre calligraphy, I may be working on that one bit of text for like almost 2 minutes. So you really just want to speed up the footage to make it so it's not too fast, but it's also not too slow, and then you kind of you don't bore the viewer. So I had about an hour and a half of footage, and I cut out all these, bits where I was doing something off camera, or also the bits where I was, I was messaging some friends of mine in the chat room. So I just cut out all these bits where I'm not doing anything within frame. So a bit more on my my printer inks. So when I say it's costly, I mean that majority of the stores in my country that, sell it, it's like, I think $69.99, so basically 70 euros, which would be over nearer $80 probably. Well, almost $80, yeah. And so I actually because my mother bought a new printer and had me looking up as to what her printer inks would cost, and then I ended up in Canon's own web store, and there I realized that my printer inks, I can get them for around 50 euros, and then it will also have free shipping, which is I just thought to myself, oh my god, that's great. And now I know where I'm getting my printer inks from in the future, and saving about 20 euros while doing it. So as I'm trying to kind of re-record whatever I was saying earlier, I've already forgotten half the stuff and I cannot hear the audio because it's just white noise. So I'm just pretty much having to re-record this entire audio, half hour of audio, and just kind of determine whatever I was saying, and most likely I'll just ramble on about something very much different, whatever I was talking about. So I'm outlining the Dutch door, well, the edges of the Dutch door with tape, just to give it a bit more of, so that it kind of fits more in with the layout, rather than just feeling like there's just this bit of white paper in the center. And I actually do have experience making these Dutch doors, because in my reading journal I once did this layout, which I never recorded, of where I write basically the first sentences of books I read. So far there's only one in there, and I still haven't finished reading that book. But yeah, I did the Dutch doors in the same method. I outlined them with tape, and then here I put a second piece of tape as well, just to bring it in. Fun fact about the tweezers I'm using, and as you may notice, it has this kind of silicone bit at the end. The thing is that these are my nail art tweezers, but they're the only ones good enough for journaling, to be honest, and I should honestly order myself a second pair to use just for journaling. Well, these ones I'd probably keep for journaling and then get the new ones for nail art. So these brush markers that I'm using here are actually new, and I hadn't used them before this. I bought them from Lidl on sale. I will admit, I love a discount. Like, discounts are my best friend. And then I just did these swatches on a piece of paper, which actually had the nozzle check from my printer that I had printed out before I ordered, I printed out some stickers for this spread. So yeah, don't ignore just ignore what those random stuff on the paper was. My words are getting lost. Like, it's yesterday was a long day. I'm probably still tired, but like, my brain is not braining. And then, as usual, I'm doing my kind of calligraphy titles with this ombre. So I put a lighter brown on the. I wrote it out first in this lighter brown, and then I used this dark brown to just kind of run over the bottom half of the words. and then I outlined it in black. And I was honestly trying so hard not to get my head in the frame, but at some point you can just see my nose in the bottom left corner because I had leaned into the frame. Because whenever I do the black outline, I kind of lean way closer to the page so I can kind of see what it is that I'm doing. Then I added these stickers of some idols that I printed out probably around the time when I first started this journal. So like it's been a while. We have like Hazuki from Lynch, we have Taemin, we have Ren and Junki from JO1, Hiro from My First Story, then we have Hokuto and Kazuma from The Rampage. Like, I had some couple others, but I just used these. So on the Dutch door, I placed my top 10 albums of the year. They're not my most listened, they're just some of the albums that I've really enjoyed this year. We have Scary Tale from Floor, which is honestly, I love that album. There were like, I don't know, maybe only 2 songs on it that I don't like. Then we have the K-pop Demon Hunters discography. Fever Dream from Palais Royale. The Light That Burns the Sky from Arion, which is one of my favorite Finnish bands. Pirates 2 Armada from Visions of Atlantis. End of Time by TSS, which is the only French band I listen to, and most likely will listen to. Then we have Don't Click Play from Ava Max, No Hope for the Hopeless from Block of Flats, which is seriously one of my is this Finnish band that I discovered this year. I really love their discography and I listen to every single song on this album. Then we have 𝙬𝙚𝙚𝙬's self-titled album 𝙬𝙬𝙚. From The Funeral Portrait we have Greetings from Suffocate City, deluxe version. From Beyond the Abyss, something? I don't know, it has a fairly long title. And then we have the Untamed soundtrack, which I still love, but definitely listen to a bit less this year, except for the few songs that I have in my journaling playlist, and that one I did listen to quite a bit. I used this transparent sticker paper, which I have actually used only once before in my original character journal. And I honestly find that the quality of this paper is way better than the matte sticker paper I've been using in the past, because the stickers, they print out a lot better and the colors don't look so, like they don't bleed together as much as they do on the matte sticker paper, and the quality just looks way better. Now we're getting to kind of the main part of the layout, which is my 2025 favorites. And I'm just writing down names of artists that I really liked this year. So I had to keep consulting my Spotify playlist because it was getting fairly late at this point and my brain was really not working. And I feel like my eyes were so tired I could hardly see what I was doing half the time. In all caps, I wrote names of Asian artists, and then later on, once I had gotten most of those down, I started adding in Western artists, or European artists in low caps to just to differentiate between them. I really would like to start doing more of the K-pop journaling next year after I've moved. Once that's kind of like, I kind of get my, pretty much once I'm living in a stable situation, and then yeah. And then previously I've been doing these layouts with kind of minimalistic placements on the pages and then a lot of writing. But honestly speaking, majority of the layouts I've done so far, half of them I haven't even written anything on, because there's just too much space for me to write in, and my hand joints aren't what they used to be when I was younger and did a lot of writing. These days they just they complain. So I would do these layouts a bit more as to how I've been doing my reviews journal. So I have a lot more decoration on the pages and less space for writing. And then maybe in some instances I may just do a straight up collage on the page with pretty much not even any space for writing. Maybe a small Dutch door if I bother. But I will definitely be changing the way I've been approaching the K-pop journal, just also to make it more pleasurable for me, because I have not been enjoying doing a lot of writing, if I'm honest, because my hand, it just really complains, especially now that it's winter, it's cold. My hand joints, they ache a lot most of the time, and I've been having to wear hand warmers just to manage it, and at this point I feel like I probably may even have chronic pain in my hand because of the amounts of times I've fallen onto it. But yeah, I would definitely be changing the way I edit, because it's been a bit too, complex. And I'd really like to do more editing, but if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, then I don't want to do it. So I just need to reassess how I'm doing them, and then just find a way to make it more enjoyable for me. And honestly, a huge thank you to everyone who has been supporting me this past year, watched all my videos, left comments. I really appreciate it. I hope everyone had a very happy Christmas to all those who celebrate it, or the equivalent that is in your equivalent of Christmas. I hope you enjoyed it. And then I wish everyone a very happy new year. And I will see you all back on my channel at the start of the year with some more K-pop content, hopefully.